Good afternoon, guys. We are back. It is myself and Nicole. I can't seem to get rid of her. Good afternoon, Nicole. How are you
there's
doing,
no way.
darling?
Sorry. Laura Shane, how are you doing?
Oh, great. Doing great.
Oh.
Guys, please check in. Swipe in. Let us know if you're here. I'm just trying to pick up the feed there. Oh, there we go. Got you. Swipe in. Let us know if you're here. Today's chat, we are going to jump into a discussion on how to set goals for yourself. And I think we can just give it a couple of minutes and wait for you guys to come into the feed. And then we're going to kick it off. So please swipe in. Let's see who's here.
Yeah, come say hi, guys. As per, we can always see you here. So we are 25% through the year. Let's get into it.
That's it. I'm just trying to get the comments in here. You know, I'm technically challenged, so technology is not my forte.
Your strong suit.
No,
maybe that should be a goal.
That's it. I see Caitlin Westbrook's in the house. Good afternoon.
Oh, there we go.
Hi, welcome. So yeah, guys, today's chat. I think we're gonna kick it off. I think there's about 16 people, and some of you guys can catch up on this beginning if you've missed it. Is how to set goals for yourself. And I think for me personally, this is probably the most important part of your entire journey. You know, setting goals for yourself is really something that keeps you true to your journey, and you know that kind of keeps reminding you of why you're here and what your purpose is in this entire journey. So, you know, when I generally start with a client and we discuss goals, and we'll go more into detail about the whole SMART goal situation a bit later, that is obviously something that we want to aim for, is aim for something that's very specific, measurable, attainable, and a time-based goal. But what is important for me, first of all, is finding that ultimate thing, that big, hairy, audacious thing you want to achieve, right? And I always find sitting myself down, writing, you know, down 10 things I want to achieve, and looking at the top one out of my list that I really want to achieve. And when I say really, there must be a meaning to it, right? It must add value to my life, first of all, and there must be an emotional connection attached to this goal. There must be a reason that I really want to get to this goal. And to give you an example, some people feel that they aren't very confident, and when it comes specifically to weight loss goal, for argument's sake, they feel that, you know, them being overweight is costing them a lot of social interaction or them blossoming in the work environment because they are not confident enough to be themselves. And I think for me that is a very good reason to attach onto this goal, because you're feeling that, you know, you're not confident enough. And I think for me that is something we can control, and we can change that. It is in our control to change that. So that is the first thing you want to look at, is finding the reason, right? A lot of people understand, or I wouldn't say understand, a lot of people know what they want in life. They don't really understand the value this goal is going to get them in life. So that's the first very important thing, is really understanding your reason why, right? It is something that is constantly going to remind you why you're in this journey, why it's tough, right? And why you're waking up every morning to do this. And once you understand that, and you can build a good relationship around that, it is going to be an easy road. There's going to be obstacles along the way, but if you can find that emotional connection to your reason why, I think for me it is adding fuel to the fire to keep that fire lit, and just absolutely, you know, pushing to get to that goal every single day. So that's the first thing, guys, is finding that reason why. Why is it so important? Secondly, what is my emotional connection attached to that? And what is the purpose of that goal? You know, the third thing, what is that going to add to my life? All right. And if you can find the answer to all three of those, firstly, for me, that is going to be the beginning of the success on your road to obviously achieving your goal. And Nicole is going to also tap in a little bit about, you know, discussing on how to set a SMART goal, things to look out for, and how we kind of get a bit more specific about certain goals. So, darling, kick us off there, please.
Yeah, guys, I mean, I 100% agree with Louis. Like, I think we all very much have like our very broad general goals, but what's so important is to set those very specific ones to actually attain that big one. It's, you know, you need to get those steps to actually get there, and you need to recognize what each step is. And it kind of, like we've said before, in like workouts, whatever, it makes climbing that mountain just a little bit easier. And, you know, goals, they are like a huge source of satisfaction and like purpose, because, you know, they show that you're on track and that you like can understand your like shortcomings. Even like, are you not really attaining a goal? Okay, well then we'll cut that one out and we'll, you know, work on it or adjust it a little bit. I think it's also quite important to be a little bit more, to be flexible with regards to certain goals. So basically my whole, you know, the way I view goals is very much, they're like a little GPS in your life, essentially. Like, you pinpoint, this is where I want to go, and a GPS will tell you, turn left, turn right. So that's what, in my mind, that's a great way to kind of view a goal. I could always say, go to Cape Town. And it's like, where in Cape Town? Like, where exactly do you want to go? Yeah. So, our SMART goals. Okay, so, stands for something. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Basically, when we say that, specific, you want to be very specific about your goal. Well, within, you know, your broader general goals. So, I want to get fit, lacquer. How are we going to do that? You need to be specific. So, I want to get strong. I want to get lean. I really want to be able to do a push-up. You know, advanced push-up.
Yeah, X amount of weight, whatever.
Yeah. So you're being very specific about it. And I think by making it specific, it makes it more real. It's not like this fluffy thing out there. So when you're setting your goals, think of what you specifically want to set. Measurable. I think it's always important to have, you know, a metric to it. So like you said, I want to lose X amount of weight. You're not just going, I want to lose weight, and there isn't really something that you can see progress. So it's quite important to be able to see that progression a little bit. Achievable, guys, I'm very much guilty of this, but I want things to happen right now, and I make these goals that are just nowhere. Then I'm not going to achieve them right now, like at all. You know, make sure that there are small goals that you can, you know, achieve. You want to get, you know, small little, what's the word? Benchmarks. Small little benchmarks to eventually reach that bigger goal. Relevant, I think that speaks for itself. You don't want to, you know, have a goal that's completely irrelevant from your big kind of broader goal. And time bound. You need to give your Yalu?
No, sorry, I just wanted to add to the relevant. I think for me, a relevant part of the goal, it's got to be something that ties in with your values. You know, you can't try and aim for something that is not part of your values. And I think for me, that is very, very important. It's really keeping in line with who you are as a person and aiming for something. And I'm not saying the extraordinary is impossible. It definitely is possible. Whatever you set your mind to it, but obviously, you know, keep it close to your values and make sure that it's things that aligns with you as a person. That's
100%. And then just the last one for our T from our SMART is time bound. So to actually have like a time frame. I think, again, I also have been guilty of this before, where you like have this big goal and you just, it's there, and there's no urgency almost. Like, you need to have, I don't want to say pressure, because pressure is not the right word, but a bit of urgency, a little bit of like flip. Like, I need to get this done now, kind of, you know, motivates you a little bit more. So that's kind of just like the smart goals.
Guys, and for me, you know, to break that all down, like, we always hear this thing, SMART goal, and I think, you know, what is important to just narrow that down and clarify that in a simpler form. The first thing is when I started this chat is when I said to you, right, you know, what do you want to achieve, right? What do you want? Where do you want to go, right? Look at the mountain. Look at this big, hairy, audacious goal, right? What is that ultimate thing where you want to get to and stand and say, I made it, I achieved that, right? That's the first step. Now we look at that. That's what you want to go. And obviously, hone into the smart side of it, get specific and about that goal, add all that stuff to it, right? But what is very important once you have looked at this big, hairy, audacious, big mountain of a goal where you want to go, is to have the right approach mentally towards this goal, right? And how do we do that, right? That's our long-term goal. Now, and Nicole touched on it, is you set out that short-term goals. And when I say short-term, right, I mean 3 months, 1 month, 1 week, daily. You narrow it down, all right? Because what we do as humans, we don't do small things or things that we should be doing, and we feel despondent because we haven't done what we know we should have done, right? So for an example, you've missed 3 days of exercising, your eating has been very up down, and you're angry at yourself, and it eats at you inside, and you feel despondent with your journey, right? And that's the first thing. Tick the small boxes. Set out a goal daily. You need to set a plan. You need to know where you're going. So today, I want to achieve this. I want to make sure I'm hitting 3 green dots, great meals, and I'm going to exercise. That's the first day. So what we are doing is subconsciously, we've got our head down and we're working daily, all right? And by hitting these smaller goals daily, we are subconsciously achieving something and you feel good about it. And once you get into that rhythm, after 21 days, it's a habit, right? 21 days, the habit's there, it's installed. And when you look up and you try to look at this mountain to reassess where you are and reevaluate how you're tracking, which is very important part of your goal, you actually see how far you have come, right? And that is super, super important, is that you have one, you know where you're going, right? You've got a plan. What is the plan? Great. 3 months, this is where I want to be. 1 month, this is where I want to be. 1 week, this is where I want to be. And I'm not saying where you want to be is necessarily always measurable in a form of metric, weight and centimeters, right? It is physical and mentally as well, where you want to be, right? And you must always remember that. So always, make sure that you've created a plan. The second thing is take action and always reevaluate and assess your progress. Make sure that you are tracking progress. You can't always say, cool, I want to be there in 6 months, and pick your head up in 6 months and see where, how you've tracked. That means that we've lost out on some planning, right? And you don't know how you're tracking, and you don't know which route to go now. Because if you have, I've said to myself, in 6 months, I want to lose 30 kgs, which means in about 3 months, I want to be at 15 kgs, right? So breaking that down to another month, I want to be at 5 kgs. Once again, is that sustainable? Is that attainable? No, it's not. It's very, very, it's a bit too far. So bring it down, keep it, achievable once again, and then keep narrowing that down to the T. The more accurate you are in your planning, the easier it is to obviously assess your progress and see how well you are tracking towards your thing. But all the way, it starts for me at the first thing, right? What does it mean to you? And then, if that doesn't make it,
I don't know, I was just going to say, and it's quite, I think people, they do get very stuck in their goals, but we also need to realize that we're humans and we're constantly evolving and things are always changing. 100%. So that's why, when we were like, oh, it's 25% through the year, let's start looking at our goals. It's because throughout that 25% of the year, those couple of months, things have changed. 100%. You've evolved, you need to reassess, you need to sit and kind of, rethink, well, this is how far I've gotten, now what's the next thing? I think it's always important to sit and reassess that, for sure.
100%. And it's like you say, we humans, we're going to make mistakes. And then that's the entire mental relationship you need to start building right now. You need to accept that. You're going to make mistakes. And your journey to get there is not 100%, 100% every day. If you look at billionaires out there, how many times did they fail before they actually achieved that goal? So you're going to have to, endure with the hiccups and the hurdles, and you have to keep on it. But like I said earlier, for me, it's the reason why. A lot of people, right, and there's an instance in your life where something happens or something occurs or regularly in your day, and there's a certain emotion that comes up the way you feel about that. And that for me is more your reason why you want to kind of invest and achieve this goal. And that is something you should write down. That emotion that comes up. That is the emotion you need to bring out daily. That is the emotion you need to, have written out. So you understand, you revisit that emotion every day, not to make you feel bad about it, but to kind of ignite that fire to make you understand why you're sweating, why you're working
100%.
why you want to achieve that goal. And that's super important.
I mean, it's never going to be easy. I think that's what the misconception is, that once you've written the goal down, like, yes, that's almost half of the task complete. Like, it's hard to sit down and write your goal and be like, actually, this is what I want and this is how I'm going to get to it. But I think people often think like, okay, well, cool, I've written my goal down, and they almost pass it on. It's actually acting on that goal and actually, like you said, getting that emotional connection to it and that why that's really going to push you to do it. And I mean, I think something that's also quite important to note is that the value of the goal is not in the accomplishment, but the direction that it gives you. Like, it's really, as I said, things evolve, things change. And it's that you're slowly moving and that you're recognizing that things, are progressing, and that your emotional attachment to that goal drives that, and you like really use that. I love that you said that. I'm like very stuck with it.
Cool. And like I said, guys, so the first thing I'm gonna keep recapping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is. Number 1 is know your connection to the goal. What is the reason? What is the value? What is an emotion that brings out to you? That's the first thing, right? Once you know where you're going, right, what we need to do is put a plan together. What am I doing? Like Nicole said, it's a GPS. Great. I need to go to Cape Town. How am I getting to Cape Town? All right. I need to drive. I need to fly. Okay. I don't have a car. I don't have a plane. What is the next step? I need to buy one. I need money, right? How am I going to make money? So you see where I'm going. You need a plan to the day, to the second, to understand, where you're going. And if you don't know how to plan and you don't have that plan and you don't know the answer, that's why we are here, right? We're here to help you. We're here to guide you. We're here to put a plan together for you to help you get to that goal, all right? And if you need help with obviously having this discussion and letting us help you understand what your goal actually is and bringing out that real goal, that's why we're here, right? So reach out to us. Let us help you. Let us put you on a plan. Let us put you on the right path to obviously help you get to your goal. You guys have seen so many Jeff celebrations, and those were people in the same situation. That they sat there, they didn't know what it was. They knew what their goal was, right? They knew 100% where they wanted to go, but they did not have the plan, or they did not have the guidance to get there. And for me, plan is vitally important, because if you don't have a plan, if you're not failing to plan, you're planning to fail, right? So you need to make sure that it's there. Write it down. All right. Trust me, I'm someone that never sits and writes stuff down. But when it comes to these kind of stuff, like this, like it means a lot to me. And when I write it down, you actually really get to go a bit more in depth. I challenge you to sit down and have this conversation with yourself, like with a pen.
It is so real. It's so real. And it's like forces you to have a bit of introspection. And I think that is so, so important.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, your goals are your goals. Like, no one's grading you. It's all you. So to sit, and I think what often happens is people compare themselves to everyone else around them, and they end up wanting to achieve their goals, which they've actually just adopted from someone else. They see what that person's done. They're like, oh, but I also want that. Like, no. So I think it's very important, like you said, sit, write it down by yourself, like where no one is watching and no one's judging, and you just write them down and do it for you, not for anyone else. Like, that's the most important thing. You are the most important person to you. So you should set out your goals for yourself.
I see there's a question that came up, Sonia De Beer, saying, how do you adjust or with your mindset move past the stage of comparing yourself to others and thinking if they can get the results in a shorter time frame, why can't? It's just real thing comparing to others. So Sonia, for me, the best way to explain that is take a brick, right? and take a cricket ball. Which one are you going to throw the furthest? Right? It's two different objects, and we are two different people, right? Our bodies work differently, right? We are different blood types, and that's the thing. You mentally need to grasp the fact that you are on your own journey, right? If Nicole loses 10 kgs, it doesn't affect my life in any way, right? You need to stay kind of true to your journey and stay focused on your journey, because that's exactly what Nicole's doing, and that's why she's losing 10 kgs, right? You need to stay focused on what you are doing, follow your plan, and follow your goal. Your goal and your plan is totally irrelevant to what Nicole is doing or what I'm doing, right? And that's what I'm doing. I'm focusing on my road. If I all of a sudden, think of where your GPS is going and I'm trying to follow your GPS, I'm steering away from my goal. And that's the thing. So you don't follow someone else's GPS. I love that term, Nicole, GPS. Great. Right?
It's great. It's a great description.
Your directions. Follow your directions. It is your road to your mountain. All right. So stay true to that. Stay focused on that. And like we said earlier, we are humans, right? We're gonna make mistakes. Accept it. That's the first thing. The second thing is, other people are going to get different results, quicker results, slower results, right? You don't want to create any expectation for yourself, because that's what we do generally as humans. We think, all right, great, this person has lost 40 kgs in 4 months. I'm going to get similar results. We've created that expectation for ourselves, right, before we've started, and we are so focused on that, and we don't achieve that, and we feel kind of, not so lekker. So the thing is, do not create an expectation for you that is unrealistic, right? That's it. Focus on where you want to go, break it down, keep it achievable, right? And if you overachieve, great. That's where you want to be, right? Sonia, I hope
and
that
for sure, well, just to kind of add to that, I mean, it is very much, I can acknowledge, so much easier said than done, because it is, especially nowadays with, Instagram and Facebook and whatever, it's so easy to compare yourself, but it is so important. I mean, I even know I'm so competitive that I want to be the best, and moving away from that has been so difficult, but it really changes your mindset just to know that actually, flip, I'm really struggling with, let's just compare to the workouts. I have shocking upper body strength. So I'm like, flip, I'm really struggling with these push-ups. Like, and I get so competitive in my head, and I'm like, but there's no quick fix. Like, my journey is different. Like, I'm struggling a little bit now, but you know what? If I keep going, I'm going to be a bit stronger. So it's so difficult, so much easier said than done, like I said, but it's the small steps and just kind of acknowledging, number one, that you are very different and that you're on your own journey. So important.
That's
but
it.
yeah.
Stay focused
on
your mind. You stay focused. Like, that's the big thing, guys. And then it's all, like, to sum it up, right? Set a goal. Be specific, right? First question you ask yourself is, what is the big thing I want to achieve? Like, when I say big, I want you to look up, because I want it to be, what is this thing? Right?
Look at the mountain.
You want to stand on the top of that mountain and wave your flag and be like, I did it, right? And find that connection. What does it mean to me, right? If there's absolutely no meaning for you to get there, then why are you doing it? You understand? Because that's something you want. It's not something you actually need for yourself, right? Need is a massive word, but could be used in the right way, all right? Find that connection. What is the reason? Put a plan together, number 3. Once your plan is there, number 4, take action, right? And while you're taking action, number 5 is that mental relationship is super important. Stay focused on your route, right? Stay focused at where you're going, and do not look at other people's route and where they're going, because you're going to end up following their route, and it's in the opposite direction of where you're going. It might be a similar goal, but it's not going to get you to where they're going, right? So stay focused on that, and don't compare. Like Nicole said, it is so easy in today's world to compare because of Instagram and just on social media, people posting this, that, and it's all a thing. But Forget about that. That is things that should motivate you, right? I don't want to be like anyone else. I want to be like me, like I am. I want to be like that, but just a better me every day. That I am already great, but I'm me.
Okay.
But you know where I'm going with this. So just stay focused on what you want to achieve, all right? And don't look at the mountain. Look at the short-term goals. And I promise you, every time you reassess, number 6, reassess and assess your progress, you will look up at this big hag and see, how am I tracking? Like, oh my gosh, I'm nearly at the top of the mountain. Okay, so we're hiking this mountain and we are slowly going to get there. All right.
Yes,
and this should be a
you are.
journey. This is not a 6-month quick fix. This is a lifestyle. You want to adjust your lifestyle, get rid of bad habits, learn new habits, and slowly chip away at this. And once you accept that and start getting that mental side of it, I promise you now, you're going to see great success. I was stuck in the same place. I was playing professional rugby. I was in great condition. Came out of it, injury, boom. You know, I lost it. I picked up so much weight. I was in a bad space. And I was always trying to get myself fit and good looking for a holiday. That was the wrong reasons. I was in it for the wrong reason, right? Until I understood what I was actually going through. And I was like, I need to accept it. And I need to work on just being consistent and living a better lifestyle. Now I'm cruising, Margaret. And that's what you want to be, right? And I'm not saying I've achieved my goal yet, but I'm such a happy place mentally. There's nothing that gets me down. Yes, I've got bad weeks, I've got bad weekends, and I can't change it. It's happened. I get over it, I deal with it, and I move on because I'm human. Right.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's great. Well done.
Any last closing words from your side?
I mean, yeah, guys. I mean, I think it's all been pretty said. We chatted a little bit about, you know, the specifics of trying to find, you know, your goals. But I think all in all, like Louis said, it's your why. Like, I was in a similar place. I played water polo professionally, and it was a lot, and I stopped playing, and I just wanted to then all of a sudden get fit and everything, but just because I saw all these pictures and I'd screenshot like all these pictures just so that I could get the look. But as soon as I moved away from that and I was like, actually, I need to focus on my mental and my physical health, because that's moving my body makes me happy.
Yeah.
As soon as I shifted from that, it like completely changed everything. And now I'm also like you know, the happiest chappy in the world. But yeah, I think goals are underrated. I think people talk a lot about goals and they don't actually set them, like I've said, or they set them and they're like, I set goals. It's the same thing as New Year's resolutions. Like, I think I read this like ages ago, like 10% of people like don't actually stick to them, because it's like, it's a new year, oh my gosh, it's a new me. And there's like this manic, you know, people making all these goals, and it's ridiculous. To actually sit and be quite mindful in the way that you set your goals is very important.
I see Corin Shack saying, I've not attended any live Jeff events because I feel like I don't measure up to everyone else. I know it's crazy, but it's how I feel. Corin, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I'm sorry that's the way you feel, and I want to tell you that you need to accept who you are. Right, and the moment you get to accept that, you're gonna have a better time. I promise you that. I'm not making the assumption that you're having a bad time. You need to do not think what other people think of you. Like, forget about that. I know it's easier said than it's done, but you need to work at that. People don't go there and think, oh God, look at her. I mean, there are judging people, but you need to brush that off and just stay true to your goal and where you're going, what you want to do, right? We're all different. We're all unique. You like pink, I like purple. This one likes blue, that one likes yellow, right? It's different, right? And we need to accept that. Not that I like purple, I like pink. We need to accept that. And we got to just, work at what we want to do in life. You here, you live one life, right? And you need to live it to your full potential, right? So yeah, just to recap, guys, the 6 points. First of all, be specific. All right, and understand your what is your mountain, right? That's the first goal. The second thing is, what is your connection to this goal, right? What is your reason why? What is my emotional connection? What value does it add to my life? How happy would I be, right? The third thing is create a plan. Put a plan in progress, right? And by putting a plan, I mean redefine that and put shorter goals in place as well, like short-term goals, right? The fourth thing is take action, right? Start somewhere. You can't just think, okay, cool, well, let's reassess how I am in 6 months. I've done 4 sessions and I've had 2 burgers. It's not going to work, right? Number 5 is work on the mental aspect of it too. Build a relationship with it, because you want it to be sustainable and a lifestyle, right? Very, very important. And the last one, number 6, is reevaluate and assess your progress. Always. It's like having a quarterly strat meeting with yourself and you and your business. Very important.
Your business. Sit down and reevaluate.
That's it. Right. But guys, that's it from me and Cooksy here. We hope that this was helpful, and we would love to help you guys. If you want to chat a little bit more in depth, it's going to cost you nothing. Drop me a message. Drop old Cooksy this side next to me a message. And guys, we'd love to help you. We're here for that reason. We're here to help you. And if there's any way we could help you, please reach out. We're here for that reason, right? And if you need assistance with a plan and a proper plan, we're here. We've got the one-on-one, and we are currently, as you've heard, all over, Jeff. We've got a special, all right? Take advantage of that, and let's help you. Right? There's no sugarcoating anything, right? Let's get it done. But for now, we love you long time. Thank you for joining us. The Lions.
Oh.
But yeah, guys, have an absolutely amazing Tuesday and enjoy the rest of this short week. And then, we will see you guys bright and early back on the Jeff land. Cooksy?
Ooh, cheers, Oz. That's something.
Cheers, guys. Take care. Have a wonderful afternoon. Bye.